Hi everyone, I'm Danielle with Trinity Readings. We are just going to do an end of September reading this is for Capricorn. I know we only have like 4 or 5 days left in the month, but I just want to get a reading in on how, like, closing out this month, because this month there was 2 eclipses. We had the second Virgo new moon, so there was a lot of energetic shifts in the energy in the month. So we're just going to check in to see if you have any guidance that your guides want to give to you, any messages on closing out the end of September, because the eclipses that we had this month and the second Virgo new moon, the theme of it was really about clearing out karma and new beginnings. So we're just going to see if there's anything that you need to know or be aware of with all of that crazy energy. So keep in mind, these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you find that the reading doesn't resonate, you can always check your moon, rising, or Venus placements, because sometimes those will resonate more. And I do offer personal readings. You can get all that information in the description box. Okay, let's see, what are the messages that are wanting to come through for you? What is it that your guides are wanting you to know? I feel like there's a big message about being very mindful of what you're filling your mind with, what you're like, not letting your imagination run wild. I think that a lot of times when people are intuitive, and I was going to say Capricorn isn't typically a very naturally intuitive, but I feel like if you're watching readings, you're an intuitive person. Anyway, people that are more empathetic and more intuitive, feminine energies tend to be able to kind of look at a situation or look at a person and kind of like read between the lines, right? When you've been when you've known somebody for a long time, when you've been in a situation for a long time, you tend to be able to just kind of, finish the sentence, right? You know how this is going to play out. But sometimes that can get us in a lot of trouble, because sometimes we've had certain experiences before, so when we get a little hint of something that looks like a certain experience, we'll add a lot of stories to it, right? And so your guides are saying just be very careful of like not letting your mind run away with you, even if it feels like you're intuitively picking up on somebody's energy, even if it seems logical, even if you know for sure it's right. Be careful not to run on what's going on in your mind, and also be careful of like what you're filling your mind up with, because I almost feel like it's blocking creativity. It's blocking your ability to see the solution. It could be that you're so focused on the problem that it makes it difficult to kind of see any other opportunities. Because in terms of like law of attraction, whatever you focus on, you're going to likely manifest, especially the more that you're focusing on it. So I feel like you're just being very guided to be just very careful with the stories that you're telling. I've noticed this with people, and again, I feel like it's intuitive people or people that have gone through a lot of experiences in general, especially a lot of negative experience. But like, I had a client that there was like a two, like not even a 2 minute encounter with another person, literally like a hi, bye, that's it, right? And it really worried the client. It really stressed the client out. And the client had kind of like told all these stories about why the person looked the way they did, why they didn't say more than they did. And they had created all of these scenarios as to what happened within that 1 to 2 minute interaction. And I feel like you're just being guided to be careful of that. I'm bad. I used to be bad about it. I think I've gotten a lot better, but maybe not always. But I feel like in some aspect, when we overanalyze things, especially when we are kind of like telling ourselves a negative story or overanalyzing something in a negative way, it blocks abundance. It blocks, it restricts your energy. Sorry. I don't know what is going on with me the past few days, but like, I'm like stumbling on my words. I keep thinking it must be Mercury retrograde, but it's not. I don't know what's going on. All right, let me see if I can get more clarity for this message. There's a really strong message to not let your imagination get the best of you. Let me see if I can get clarity. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Something is coming back around for you this month. It probably is a person, but it might be a cycle that's just repeating itself. I feel like you went through something difficult, and I feel like you felt like it was over and done with. You felt like, okay, I can breathe. I'm over here. Things are good. And I feel like kind of as this month is closing out, you might find like it's still not finished, or the cycle is showing back up again. It could be a person. It could also just be a negative cycle. Like say for example that, you know, you find that you've pretty consistently had money problems, or you've pretty consistently had an issue with somebody you work with or something like that. It's like you thought that it was over and done with, and you kind of got over the hump or got over the difficult part. But I do feel that this cycle is showing back up in some way. And I do feel that it's kind of, it's not that you need to like accept the cycle back, or feel like now that this person is showing back up, or this cycle is showing back up, that it's not over, or you haven't done what you needed to do. I just feel like there might be something I just feel like there's an opportunity to see a different perspective. Because like I feel like this cycle is coming back around, and your automatic assumption is going to be, oh my God, here we go again. Like, I don't want to deal with this again. And instead of looking at it in that aspect, I feel like you should just ask, okay, what is this showing me? What is this teaching me? Is there anything that maybe I missed? You've got 10, 10, 10. And so you've closed out a cycle. So it's definitely not something that is going to come back in the same way. If it is a person, I feel like there might be it's like, I don't feel like it's something that you need to, let me see. it's like I feel like there's just like more to be seen. I definitely feel that there's an energy of like, if it is a person of a need to kind of just like have like a heart to heart to get everything out, and maybe as a way of like a genuine forgiveness and release. Maybe like there's somebody coming back around that like the person just left, the person just disappeared and you had no idea why. And it took you a long time to get over it, and you finally got over it, and you finally released it, and now they're showing back up. And I feel like it's like your automatic reaction will probably be to run or not even deal with that, which is what I would normally recommend. But I do feel like there is some sort of unfinished business here, and like I said, I don't feel like it's anything that you need to like allow back in. I don't feel like it's that kind of unfinished business, but I do feel that there are things that will be or need to be communicated that is just going to help you have better closure. Because it's almost like, even though you've released this, like even like if it's a cycle or a person, even if you release this and you feel like you've gotten through it, you might still be carrying just a heavy energy about it. You might still be carrying fears surrounding it. It might be that somebody just disappeared out of nowhere and you took on the assumption that they must hate you or this or this or this, and this person might come back and say, oh, it wasn't you. And I mean, I don't buy all that bullshit, but you know, I feel like there is just a little bit more depth of closure that is needed. So don't feel like it's showing back up for good, but don't automatically like repel and run from it. Just kind of take a moment to go, okay, what is this teaching me? Okay, let's see if we can get more clarity on this. You're showing up as the Empress. Like, you're in this really beautiful energy. You're manifesting, you're shining, you're glowing. But it's like, I feel like you're not as emotionally open as you would like to be, or you're in this beautiful energy, but I feel like you might be like more emotionally guarded than you realize. Like, you might be holding yourself back, or you're in this really good space and there's an opportunity to kind of grow and evolve and move forward, but you fought so hard to get to this space, like you don't want to risk anything. You're definitely, it's like whatever you have started recently, whatever new beginning you have started, whatever shift you have made for yourself, it's definitely good for you. It's definitely valuable. It's definitely something that is fulfilling, is going to bring abundance. But it's almost like it's really good. And it might be giving you that kind of feeling like it's too good to be true. You're definitely in some good ass energy though. Yeah, okay. I really like this. For some of you, it might be like you ended a relationship and you're just getting to the point where you're really enjoying being single, or you're starting a new relationship and you're just really excited about it. And I feel like what you might not realize is there might just still be kind of like fears and doubts and insecurities and just, weird kind of stuff from your past that just might resurface in some way. For some of you, it could be that you've started a new relationship and this is really good and you're feeling really good, and all of a sudden they say or do something that is just like your last relationship, and it brings up this like, oh shit kind of moment. And for some of you, it could also be that you've just gotten into your new beginning and moving forward, and somebody from your past is coming back in to apologize. And if that is the case, like I said, I don't feel like this is showing back up for you, because you need to consider giving this a second chance, because you're in a good fucking space. But I do feel that like this thing needs to be, the past energy needs to be completely closed out. And I do in some aspect feel like for some of you, there just might be like one last thing of communication that needs to happen. For some of you, it might be that you're just gonna have to be more strict with somebody and be more clear with somebody that no, this is done. I feel like you're 100% determined to move forward. You're meant to move forward. I feel like what you're building right now, what you're connecting to right now, what you're nurturing right now is something that's going to be very long lasting. But it's like there's this kind of like little bit of like past energy that needs to fully be acknowledged and released, so you feel more comfortable in this new beginning. For some of you, I feel like this is your relationship to abundance, and it doesn't really have anything to do with a relationship. I feel like you have started something new, like you've started a new job, or you've maybe even got a promotion, or something's going on where you feel like you're in a really good space financially. You feel like you're really building on something. But I feel like what was before that was like a lot of financial struggle. And so you're wanting to kind of like enjoy yourself and grow and evolve and enjoy this abundance, but you're also like very fearful of, making a mistake or losing it all again. And I kind of feel for some of you that you have to be careful, that sometimes that will lead to a little bit of self-sabotage. So just be mindful of that. And so I feel like something might show up that is honestly very small, but it's going to be a little bit of a reminder of, oh my God, here we go again. Like you might be, waiting on your first paycheck and it doesn't hit, right? And your first instinct is, oh my God, I'm not going to get paid. I'm not going to make any money. Or you're supposed to get this check coming in from somewhere else and you're all excited, and then it's just delayed. And I feel like your first instinct might be to say, oh God, here we go again. But again, I feel like it's just kind of showing you that there's like residual fear, residual insecurities, that you need to just kind of like see it for what it is and go, I'm good, I'm happy, and let it go and move on. But other than that, Empress, Hierophant, Chariot, Fool, Death, like you're in amazing energy. Like you're moving towards abundance. You're recognizing your value. Whatever you're putting effort into right now is extremely valuable. I just feel like you're not able to put your full heart into it, just because you don't want to let the guard down and risk being hurt again. But I don't feel like you have to worry about any of that. Any kind of conflict that may come up, just know that it's going to be a very minor thing, and it's just something that you don't want to rush past it. You want to kind of look at it for a minute and kind of, see this is a fear. This is just somebody coming back to get closure, and just let it be, let it be that, and then move on. But don't run from it. Don't freak out. Don't feel like this is going to be a repeat, because you're in a good spot. And have a wonderful month.